Tesla, a week or so ago, was overbought on the daily chart for the first time in a very long time. So let's just take a look how long ago. Right here. Since December was the last time that Tesla was overbought. This was quite the move from the correction. And if you look in terms of it being oversold here, right, was the first time that it was that extremely oversold. The last time you even touched that was a year ago, April was the last time it was as oversold as it just recently was. So this is an extreme reading of Tesla. Now, Tesla came down a little bit as, this kind of looks like NVIDIA. This kind of looks like the Russell with its cute little gap up. Although, unlike the others, Tesla has now broken. So it's at, 360. But guess what territory it's in now? Overbought territory. Cycle high coming down. So when I look at the chart, it is absolutely bullish. This is a bullish move here, but you are in a dangerous spot here to think that you can trade this up to 400 right now. And maybe you could. Maybe you could. But for a long position, rarely have I ever bought a stock or an option when it was up 6% that day. Because typically there's some kind of a pullback. So if you did want to go long Tesla, you got to wait for a pullback so that you get a decent entry. Because the way price is, the way the options pricing is, you will overpay. Even in a spread, you are going to overpay for Tesla. So even if Tesla goes higher, you can't make money because it won't outpace the price. In other words, let's look and I'll show you what I mean. This is an example of what I'm talking about. So these are the June calls. June, okay, so we're still in May. June 20th monthly calls. Look at the price. We're at 360. The expected move is 40-something bucks. So 40-something bucks would bring you up to 400, maybe north of 400. Would you say that 400 is a reasonable target? Who is interested in Tesla? So play along with me. Michael, you can, or anybody else can. Right? Would you say at 360 that 400 is a reasonable target for Tesla? Yes or no? Yeah, it is, right? Okay. So let's look at the 400 calls. And sure enough, there's people participating. We had 41,000 as of this morning, and another 20,000 got added today. And if you wanted to participate, you would pay over $1,000. You would pay somewhere around 1,025 for one call. Okay? That means that in order for you to break even, just a break even, you would need 410.25 to break even. The expected move is 47. So the market maker is saying, all right, where are you? You're at 359 and change, 360. And 47 is the expected move, 407. Maybe you get to 407. That's $3 short of what you would need just to break even. You cannot make money buying calls or call debit spread on Tesla for June unless it spikes very, very quickly, at least 2 weeks before expiration. If it does, you can make some money. If it grinds slower, or worst case and best case, does anyone think that if it, let's just predict that it goes to 400, and maybe even north of 400, would you all agree that it's not going to go like this? Boom, 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 boom. Right? Most likely it's not going to just go straight up. It's probably going to pull back a little and go up and toy around and then eventually. Well, when it's pulling back, you've got theta decay. You in trouble, honey. You bought 1,025, 400 call, and price was at 360 when you got it, and it should be at 380 by, let's say, next week, but it ain't because it pulled back. From 360, it actually pulled back to 355. It went up a little bit to 365, but then it pulled back to 355. Now you got $45 to get here. Expected move ain't 47 anymore. The expected move is 38. Now you're gritting your teeth, hoping it gets there. Not the way to trade here. So I cannot make a bullish case for Tesla where it is up here because the calls are it's such an overbought situation. Maybe bounce off the mean. Well, yeah, but you're talking about a move to 315 set of sale. If it drops down to 315, then you've got $85 it's got to go to get to 400 in less time with theta decay. And the market makers know that, which is why they priced it at 1025, because you have no fucking shot. The only way you have a shot is something that would be, that's not heat set of sale. No, heat would be 360, 370, 380, and then a pullback to 375, 370 before the move to 400. That's taking some heat. If this drops to the mean, which is at 315, that's not heat, that's game over. That means you're done. Because there ain't no way it's going up $85 with theta decay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're toast. And they knew it. And that's why they priced it the way they did. If they had priced it at 600, you might have a shot. So, a little inside baseball there, right? Just, not enough time. Not enough time, too much price, too much cost. So I can't long it. Then the question is, all right, Michael, I hear what you're saying on Tesla. Well, if that's the case and it's so lofty up here, right? You got these levels, boom, boom, boom. Coincidence? Check it out. Check it out, people. Look where we are right now, and let's just go left and see what it looks like. Oh, what do you know? Do you think this is a coincidence? The bounce that failed. The bounce that failed. The bounce that failed. The bounce that failed. Do you think this line here just happens to be a coincidence? Well, it's not. Yeah, it's absolutely a resistance level. Now, can it break through resistance? Yes. Markets do it all the time. So what I would say, if you wanted to long it, let's see if it can get through this resistance. There's a couple of ways. Let's see it break, pull back, and hold that level. Can it hold 360 once it goes north of 360, like if it gets to 370, 380, and then a pullback that holds 360 for like a day or two and then continues to go higher? Yes, you can go out and buy yourself like the 380, 390s or the 400, 410s. They'll be a little pricey, but they've proven themselves and premium will have come down a little bit. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is if it fails here and actually does do a reversion to the mean here, I'd be careful at the mean because you have a gap fill. So if you come down to here, there's a good chance it's going to want to come down and close that gap, which means I really don't want to buy Tesla until it comes down to 300. That would be such a better entry, wouldn't it? Close this gap and then buy it. Now, can we short it? No, not now. How can you short something that looks like this? So you need to wait for a reversal candle, a confirmation candle that takes out today's low. Then you could think about shorting or adding to the short that you have. Okay, so that's Tesla.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.